dry out, you know, like, is he going to have to run the rest of the race on a dry race or half the race on a dry track with wets?
And that won't be easy either. It'll be no different than the guys on the slicks in the rain right now. It'll be the exact same effect for the guys on the heavy wets on dry conditions. It's just like driving on ice because those tires are so soft. They just melt in dry conditions. So Ghost Viper's just coming across the line here. So 30-second gap between Ghost Viper and Risky. So Risky's still opening that time gap up more and more as he's going around the track here as well. Gimmick now in third place, so he has benefited from some of these mistakes. He's moved himself up into the podium positions here as well, but he has Truck Speed right in tow. 0.6 of a second, and let's jump on board with Truck Speed here because, I mean, this is what he's dealing with right now, being so close to Gimmick in that slipstream. I mean, really, you can just see those taillights, and if the bottom side of that spoiler wasn't so colorful, that's all he'd be able to see is some taillights right now. You can see Trucks is just trying to kind of keep it in clean air and get a little bit of spray out of his sight of vision here. But very difficult as the water is very heavy on the racetrack right now. You can hear that rain dropping too. It's just pounding on these windshields. I don't even have the headset on right now for the game audio. It's just wrapped around my neck and I can hear it. So it is definitely coming down here in Germany today right now, ladies and gentlemen. And this is only Group A. We still have another group to go yet, ladies and gentlemen. So Onk has moved himself up into 5th place here as well. Now, of course, with a little bit of strategy work here, but he's on those intermediates, and you can see that moisture meter, ladies and gentlemen, is really starting to climb up there. And you can see even on the straightaway, he's catching some of those pooled up areas on the racetrack, and it's really upsetting that race car. So these guys have their hand. Oh, there he goes. We just talked about a commentator's cursor. He almost spun out hitting one of those pedals. We're gonna get off the poor gentleman here and leave him alone for a minute. We're gonna keep moving down the line here. GVG Slash in 6th place. We got Jakey up in the 7th here. Moro's finally gotten into pit lane here. You can get some better tires on that race car, but potentially out of the fight for this race here now. Payme is still trying to get around this racetrack on these soft tires. And he cannot wait to get to the end of the straightaway, I'm sure. Obi-Wan Cannabis here is going to grab that position most likely on Payme when he makes that pit stop, obviously on the rain tire. Same as Track Fury has a good shot at maybe grabbing position there as well. And G-Money here now down at the bottom of the field, some front aero damage, so still struggling with this race car to get home here. And looking a little bit defeated right now behind the wheel of that BRZ, unfortunately, but he's still putting in the time here, just trying to get this thing home safe and sound to the team so he can get some better rubber underneath of it.
This is where it all changed now, where night time starts coming into play. I do believe that rain has stopped. Yes, we have got a little bit of a moisture on track, but I do believe that rain has stopped.
So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, here our weather has basically cycled back around. These guys started in dark conditions, and we're finishing off in our dark conditions here. So it's been a very interesting day at the racetrack here for Group A, let me tell you. But Risky Replicant looking very solid here. So now you can see the moisture meter starting to drop down as these drivers continue to run around the racetrack. It's going to start to open up, like he was talking about a little bit earlier. You're going to see some difference in lines. Unfortunately, because it's dark, we actually won't be able to really show it to you. But these drivers are going to notice the difference very quickly, especially the ones on these wet tires, because eventually that dry line's going to develop. The guys on the wet tires are going to have to find water on the racetrack. They're going to have to force themselves to take lines that they're maybe not used to get around the track efficiently still. So this race, I think, is far from over here, ladies and gentlemen. Ghost Viper is 29 seconds in behind. He has Givik right behind by a minute. And Truck Speed is 1.3 seconds behind Givik. So Onk right now is probably on the ideal tire out of this group on the intermediate. He's only 5 seconds behind Truck Speed. So let's just take note of that, chat. See if he starts gaining on these drivers on the heavy wet tires here. Same thing for GVG Slash. That might pay dividends for him here as well. He's also on that intermediate tire, and Jakey's still on that heavy wet. So this is going to slowly hurt these drivers on the heavy wet tires as this track slowly starts to dry out. Of course, if it starts raining again, of course the advantage will turn back into those drivers with the heavy wet tires on. No sun is going to stay wet, says Chris. Hey, we'll see. We'll see. Alright, so Obi in 9th here, Payme down into 10th. He's got some intermediates on, so he made a pretty good call, I think, there by putting on the intermediates. Drac again, you can see Drac struggling already on these heavy wet tires. You can see a dry line already developing there too, Chad. You can see where the rubber's setting on this racetrack. It's already starting to dry out a little bit there. G-Money here in 12th place, and he is staying on the soft tire potentially here now as they're coming around. It'd be interesting to see what he opts to do here.
I'm just staying on board with Risky, see if he makes any little bit of mistake, because Ghost Viper can potentially close up if any mistake is made. It's 26 seconds, it's not a lot when mistakes are made on the Nürburgring, especially when you've got wet and dark conditions coming into play as well. It can be really hard for drivers to get going again. So, you know, Ghost is doing his bit. He's balancing that time now. He's actually catching through that section as well, and he's back down to 25 seconds. and he's shaving off a whole 10th through that section. So, you know, Risky just needs to make sure that he keeps it on track and maintain it, because Ghost Viper's got himself in a very, very good, strong position. You can see the flames coming out of the side of that car from Ghost Viper there. Very dark track, wet conditions as well, but Givek now is coming under immense pressure from Trucks B in third and fourth. These guys are moving and grooving. You can't even see the track. It's that dark, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, let me tell you, jump on the cockpit view and look behind on one of those two, behind Trucks B there, and it is pitch black outside of these guys' headlight range. Like, there's no way these guys could see any more than 20-25 feet in front of them. If it wasn't for these amazing racing headlights on these Subaru BRZs, these drivers would be even struggling more. And we see a mistake there from Givik, so that's going to give Trucks a run. And let's just look behind here. Is he going to slot in? No, he's going to be side by side here. Oh, great stuff happening here. Great battle happening here. And it's just too dark. Let's get out to our TV cameras here so they can get a little bit of a better shot at this. And side by side as they're coming through. And there you guys are still side by side. These guys are not willing to give this position up. They're racing for this position here. This is podium position, ladies and gentlemen. And we're on our final lap of the race. So this is the time when we're going to start seeing these guys getting racy. But looks like Truck Speed lost out there. So great job to Givik there, holding him down. Absolutely fantastic battle there by those guys.
Closing up.
Is closing up. He gained a second there on those guys with that little mini battle. Jake is 8 seconds. He's slowly gaining too, but we do have what looks to be like Slash going around. So what has happened to Jake here? He is on that wet tire. Slash is on that intermediate. So you can see the intermediate's now starting to become a stronger tire here, as he got around Jake quite easily, actually.
Truck goes wide. Quebec goes wide in third and fourth. On goes wide in fifth.
Ooh, it's getting spicy, Jack. It's getting spicy. All right, let's get back up front here real quick.
Right, no, Slash goes off in sixth as well, same corner. Jake goes off the same corner as well. That corner then just taking his drivers for a big major ride in the road. Now he's approaching it as well. Let's stay on board with it, guys and girls. Let's see if this corner takes that driver for a spin as well.
He's just coming into it, so here we go.
No. He does great, he does good. So that corner costing a lot of drivers, and we've got a battle now for third and fourth and fifth. He's going to catch up as well.
Let's jump on board with Mr. Trucks B here. He's kind of in the middle of this Rochambeau of battling for that final podium position here. And there we go. It just took a little while for the screen to pop in there, but right now the battle really is between Trucks B and Givik currently, as Onk is just a little bit back there. So, oh, and Givik gets it a little bit wrong there. He took that really wide. So again, he may be looking for that optimal water line for his tires as well. So we're going to be seeing these drivers take some unusual lines potentially here nearing the end of this lap as well.
Those Vipers managed to get it down to 20 seconds to Risky as well, but yeah, stay on board with this battle. We'll see them position swap at that first and second if it happens. I'd rather stay on board with the battling right now, so I'm just going to flick through right from the bottom. G-Money, he's a bit way off now, isn't it?
Truck's getting it a little bit wrong there, but he kept that car underneath of him, and he's going to have some muddy tires here, so let's see how he navigates this next little sector. This is a hard right-hand corner here, and he's going to have to be able to hold this in order to have a shot at Givik here, and he actually gets a really great run. And he's going to take a look. He took hard curb there to try and get around him on the inside there. He just couldn't get it done. Here we go. Truck's going to look again. He's just tucking in back behind. He is starting to slowly run out of time here, but he has one small advantage left to him here. It's going to be this finish straightaway at the end of this lap. So he is in a fairly good position here in fourth place, but he does need to stay very close to Givik here as we're coming around these final couple corners leading into the straightaway.
Risky. Let's finish the race.
Oh, he has. Oh, my. That was quick. Congratulations to Risky Replicant, the winner of Group A here, ladies and gentlemen. My bad, my man. I didn't realize he was that close.
Final turn.
We on Ghost Viper here, and he's going to be a P2 finish for Ghost Viper Gaming, so great job to Ghost here, coming in and showing that he's still got some racing in him there. And Givik and Trucks here having a great battle for this final podium position here. We're on this straightaway here now, so we're right back to this battle for third and fourth place. Does Trucks get the slip?
Well, but it does get on. Got it wrong in the last turn there, and he just went into the grass a little bit, and it's going to just surrender his any hope of catching these drivers up in front. So Givik now still holding that third. Trucks is close pursuit of fourth.
And you can see there is a dry line developing there. You can see where the spray stops in front of those cars, and then all of a sudden they get into a different spot. You can see that spray coming back. So again, these drivers having to use what's available to them on the racetrack here right now. And for these guys on these heavy wets, they need the water. Onk is kind of closing up here a little bit though, but I think it's going to be a little too late for him because his truck's going to be able to get it done. I think he's just flashing. I think he's flashing him there. I think he's saying, "Good job, man. Great race. I can't get you." Oh. And a little bit of a bump to get him across the line there. So third place for Givik, fourth for Trucks, and Onk coming in fifth place here. Slash is going to come around and taking a lot of that